Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 15 through 22. Now, the Pharisees team up with the Herodians to try to do a gotcha question on Jesus. Jesus is teaching in the temple, and the Herodians depended upon the Romans for their positions and powers. As their name implies, they are big backers of King Herod, and they're all in league with the Romans. And to cut through it, they are political hacks. But they've teamed up with the religious teachers, the Pharisees. And the Pharisees don't like Jesus because they see him as a threat to their position. They don't like what he teaches out of the scriptures. And yet, even though they are teachers of the word, right, they are evaluating Jesus at this point based on the tax code. And really, out of everything, they're evaluating Jesus based on the law. And in this time, they're using money to evaluate the value of Jesus. And they say to Jesus, "Oh, we know that you're a man of integrity. You teach the way of God in accordance with the truth." And all of this is dripping with sarcasm, and they're passive aggressive because they really don't like Jesus. And we know that you're not swayed by others and that you don't regard others with partiality. And part of what they're saying is you won't listen to us. And we know that you're focused on the Lord and don't see human structures as being above God. But they themselves don't see him as the Messiah, quite the opposite. And they're trying to trick Jesus into becoming an enemy of the Roman state, to become an enemy of the state. And Jesus says, "Well, why are you trying to trap me?" Right? He sees right through it. And part of what he's questioning is, you have evil intent. You have an evil bias against me because you have an evil bias in your life. You see the world through the world's values, and you are hypocrites. You pretend to be religious, but you're hypocrites. And the thing is, every human being is a hypocrite. And the great news is there's always room for more of us at the church. Now, as they ask him, is it right to pay taxes to Caesar? They're asking, should we value ourselves sort of in this way? And what is the way that we measure our lives? And that's what they're putting through. They're putting through a prism of money, the question of money, to evaluate him. And he says, well, whose imprint is on the coin? Bring me one of these coins. And it's got the imprint, the image of Caesar. And really, the coins were one more way in which the Roman Empire was pushing its propaganda. And the thing is that all human measurements are relative to what we value. I mean, how many employers feel like you are their possession practically? If you're a debtor, you're a slave to the lender, right? How are we measuring our lives by the coins or by the values of this society? And Jesus then says, well, if this is Caesar's coin, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. But then he flips this whole question around. And where they evaluated him by the law, he's evaluating them by the cross. And you have the imprint of God upon your life. And if you're baptized and you're redeemed by the blood of Christ, then you have been purchased by Christ, and your whole life, your entire life belongs to God. And that's what he says. So give to God what belongs to God. And they're stunned into silence. Hey, friends, thanks. If you like the content of the Daily Plunge, like it, subscribe to it, share it, so we can keep doing what we're doing. Have a blessed day.